Today's a windy and crappy day, so we're gonna do a little bit of exploring. I launched out of Geiger Key right over there, US 1 Sharp Channel outlet, and we're actually going right over there. That is actually the end of Old State Road 4A. It's an old discontinued road that extends from here, follows along this little peninsula all the way up through the lower Sugarloaf, and then from there you can curve up to US 1, or it ends again. Well, it doesn't end, they block it off, and then you could also take that blocked off road just like here all the way up to the upper Sugarloaf and up. So it's kind of like an old like the old US 1 part that came down here, and it's just been forgotten. So I'm gonna go try checking it out, see if I can get to the landing over here, which is where it ends, and then do some overlanding through it. And just a hint, if I was the adventurous type wanting a place to camp out somewhere close, this would be the spot. So let's check it out. And I'm pretty sure it's right back in there is where the road is, so I can kind of cut in here and try to make my way through there. That is it. Doesn't that look pleasurable? So there's no easy way about it. It's not going to be fun. Very much not so. So anyways, no use sitting and bitching about it. Alright, dose myself with some 30% deep, because it's already buggy. That's never good. Alright, so I'm gloved up. I'm going to take my long pole to help me kind of block the big spiders and head on in there. Whoa. Hey, we made it, sort of. Found a... Oh. Oh, sweet. Not so bad. So that's where the dock was. Oh yeah, right there. What an idiot. Alright, so my boat's just there. Anyways, check this out. One of my reasons for doing this was I was thinking that I would just truck over my mountain bike, and depending on how well this trail is, ride it all the way up there and check it out that way. It looks like a pretty good trail. I have imagined people hike this thing all the time, because you just go to the end of the lower Sugarloaf road and then just start walking it. I think there was like this hidden lagoon over here. Primitive survival. Camping spot, perfect. Holy shit, there's an entranceway right there. Oh, a Jeep. Holy crap, that is cool. Someone's four-wheel drive Jeep. called the parrotfish. Oh, that is freaking awesome. Check out, look how many snappers are in there. Holy crap, I could have just paddled right in here. My drone shot. And shit, I mean, you could paddle right into that little hiding spot right there where the Jeep is, and you got this camping spot. And it's not visible by anywhere where that entranceway where I parked it is visible, but in here, nothing. Sweet. Here's the UFO landing pad. Ooh, look at all the crabs. Another crab hot spot. Freaking thousands of them. Ah, this is where you guys are hiding from. You guys in your little holes. Huh, maybe a settlement clearing or something, I don't know. Build a house right here, neighborhood. This pile of rust has to be a vehicle of some sort. Looks like I can see the motor. Yep, little straight six. Looks like an old Chevy. Look at those old radials. So you sit this way. There's the rear end coils. Big drum brakes. Badass. Civilization. Well, we made the turn. There's almost a 90-degree cut that starts heading straight up to the lower Sugarloaf, and I think we just made that bend, that turn. So this is the straightaway that goes on forever. I'll just go a little bit farther down to these taller trees over here just to check them out. But a little bit of a story time, because this kind of reminds me a bit about it. I was down in the South Omo Valley, which is in Ethiopia. It's a place where they still have the old tribes that are still living the way from 3,000 years ago, the old virtually caveman style. They've got it set up where you've got tourist zones where you can meet some of the people and they're all gaudied up and so forth, but they still have outlying tribes that are still living the life from back in the day. It's the ones where they have a lot of the really ornate cutting tattoos art. So what they do is they'll take a sharp knife, or probably these days a razor blade, and then especially when they're younger, and then they'll start cutting out designs on their body or their faces, and then they sprinkle ash from the fire on those, and then it causes the when it heals, it leaves a raised scar. So they could do it in real fine cuts, and it's a real fine detail, or real larger cuts, and then it'll be a bigger scar, raised scar. But really ornate full body ones and stuff like that. Very, very cool looking. Very pretty girls down there. They have that all their faces have all that, the cuttings and stuff, and it's really picturesque. But I was down there with my buddy, and he's a professional photographer from Argentina, and I went down there with him kind of on as a keep him alive basis. And then we went as far as you can go to the last basic settlement, and then we were in search of this this specific tribe that was supposed to be kind of aggressive and a little bit violent towards the other tribes and their warfare and stuff, and we just wanted to check that out. Then so we ended up getting general directions where it's from. We knew we had to cross the river, so we paid some guy in a dugouts, and they took us across this big river. And then from there, the basic directions, and this is kind of how, I guess in a lot of Africa, but then again, I think we saw it a lot in India, but when people give directions, they do this hand thing where they say like, oh, where's the 7-Eleven at? And they'll say, oh, it's just right that way. You just kind of go over there, and it's right over there. Yeah, just that way. And that's kind of the general directions you get all the time. So we kind of knew it was in that part of the world, so we just headed out into the bush, and we were walking, and the two memorable things happened on that. One, as we were just walking along, and it's pitch quiet like this, so I don't have the freeway noise in the back, but just pitch quiet, dirt path, not this nice road like this, but all of a sudden, way off in the distance, you hear these birds, like, it's almost sounding like birds fighting, just cawking, rah, rah, rah. But it's pretty far away, and then gets closer, this and then it gets closer, and then obviously you start finally realizing, I mean, I'm sure if you lived there as a tribal person, you knew exactly what it was and to get the hell out of there. But it was just kind of like, we both heard it, but we didn't really think about it, so we didn't say anything to each other, but kept coming and coming, and then it was really close, and then it dawned on me, that is not good. Because something is freaking those birds out, and they are like just warning everything and everybody, get the F out of there. So, but we were just like, okay, and watching what happens, and it basically came right across, and then all of a sudden, a big ass freaking cobra, I don't know, probably like 8 to 10 foot, I mean just a massive, it looked like a python thick, comes across, and I mean freaking just sprinting across. And I couldn't even, like, it was at that moment that I kind of understood that you see on TV shows a lot how the guys will have them sitting there right with them, and they've got their stick and they're playing with them, and then they might grab their head or whatnot. But I realized that how fast those damn things can move, that running away was never going to be an option. That it would have been better from then on, I always know, take my backpack off, use that as a shield, use something else as a shield, take my shirt off, distract them. But running, no, never going to win that battle. The second thing happened was when we were after that tribe, we were way deep into it, much farther than we should have, and we came upon these two tribal women, and we were able to communicate with them. They were collecting firewood. They had the cord of firewood on their heads, and then we stopped to talk to them, and they were able to talk to us about, in our broken communication, we were asking them about the tribal names, and they said, yeah, that's their tribe. And then we're asking them, trying to figure out where the village is, out that direction, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. But then, like, we had gone so far that I think he was almost out of water. He was out of water. I had maybe 1 liter bottle half filled, and I was kind of reserving that, knowing, man, we still got to get back. It's hot. It's desert temperatures. So, but you know, it's one of those deals. Pretty much all these sub-Saharan kind of places are like this in the remote areas, that it's almost kind of like in stone that if you have something, you give it up to a stranger. You just, that's the way it is. You have water, you give it. You have food, you give it. You offer it. And it's all based on the fact that there's going to be one day that you're going to need help, and someone's going to be there and they're going to help you. It just works. It's reciprocating, one for another. Okay, it's too harsh of an environment to be left on alone, because if you don't help somebody, they're going to die. So it's kind of an unwritten rule. So I'm figuring, all right, so I'd give her my half liter bottle, plastic bottle of water, and I give it to her. I figure, you know, like usual, cordial, take a drink, hand it back, we're all good. I'll still have most of that half a bottle left. Well, she takes it and she starts slamming it like a beer. Now I was like, okay, gotta do what you gotta do. As long as I have a couple of drops, a couple of drinks in the end, that'll be my insurance policy to make sure I get back. Well, she drinks about half of that, so it's down to about a quarter. And I'm thinking, ah, cool, we're fine. That's way above my emergency level that I was worried about. But then she took it, and this is frozen in my mind, and it still affects my life today. She took it and she dumped all the water out of it, and then handed the empty bottle back to me. And I was dumbfounded. I was like, what the fuck did you just do that for? I mean, I couldn't even say anything. I was just like, gah. Even my buddy was just, he thought it was funny, but I was like, dude, that lady just killed us. We actually might die out here, because I don't know what the hell that was. Is it like some sort of thing where you don't want mouth to mouth or something? Or if she gave it back to me full, I had to marry her or something? But she just freaking just bloop, 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 and it was empty, and then handed me back the bottle, and they went on with their life, and we just stood there kind of like, what the fuck just happened? I still want to go back and tell her, what the hell did you do that for? And we had to trek back, and we finally shortcutted it to the main river that we crossed, but way downstream. And it's one of those muddy, nasty looking waters where it looks like milky coffee. So at least we had that as last resort, but made it back to this village, and they took us across, made it back to the little settlement, and man, we drank so much, and we were like, you had the heat headaches, you're getting the chills, it's like 110 degrees out there and you're freezing, you just got throbbing headache, you want to puke. So it was rough days. But that lady, I don't know, I'd still go back there to find out why the hell she did that. But anyways, that's one of my traveler stories. This kind of reminded me of it, just walking down some path, over beaten path, and I'll be just listening for birds. And there's the front end of another vehicle. I'm not sure what that is. Pretty big motor. Probably like some sort of, well, it's got a light suspension. Some sort of car, I guess. Alright, I'm going to call it at the front end rusty motor car part pieces. It keeps going on and on. I think it'll keep going, like I said, until you get Sugarloaf. I'm seeing some mountain bike tracks, so it's just as easy as to come down the lower Sugarloaf, find the 4A, just keep going till it dead ends. There's kind of a roundabout, and then there's a gated part where there's a walk around it, so you can get on the trail. A lot of people just do an evening hike or whatnot, but you could mountain bike and come all the way to the end where I started from, or kayak from the launch, Geiger Key, or from the Shark Channel public launch, head right over and take a cool walk and do something different. This is the easy way back to the kayak. Just gotta wade through the muck. That was close. Deep water. All right, well, I hope you guys enjoyed that little bit of an adventure. Good spot to get in out of the wind and do something a bit different. I think now I'm gonna go back to the basics and do some fishing. So anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.